Should I put it in here? Right. Okay, so I'm just gonna new share this. Okay, so here you should see within the setup folder there is this thing called jars. Okay.
Okay.
And this folder here is the thing that we're wanting to have a look at. So you want to go in here and copy all the files in this folder to whatever. So this user's username, this will be whatever your username is, and then there'll be a folder called app data. So in, let's just go in here, where am I? If I come in here, if I dive into users, into my name, okay, and there should be a folder that's app data.
Okay.
Okay, so what you might find is that this folder is hidden. You can see it's slightly lighter in color than the other two.
Yeah.
It may be quite difficult for you to see, but it is slightly lighter in color.
Fine.
What that might mean is it's hidden for you. So what you might need to do is you might need to come into the View tab
Okay.
of Windows, and then there's a section on Show and Hide.
Fine.
And here, what I would advise you do anyway would be to click on tick the file name extensions, but also this hidden items. Okay, and by doing this, clicking this hidden items, it means that this app data will be viewable. Okay, so I'm going to untick this. You can see it is gone from my list.
Yes.
But if I click on this, it opens up again and I can see it.
Fine.
Okay, so it's in here. It's in the roaming folder. Where else is it? App data, roaming, gedit, and jars. Okay, so it's gedit and into the jars here. And so you'd want to copy your stuff into this area here to be able to use what you need to use.
Okay. Like first I need to download the gedit and then I need to install the plugin and all these options I need to follow. Yeah.
So you, from what you've shown me just now, you've already downloaded your gedit.
Yes.
And it seems to be working okay.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Okay.
That's okay. So all you now need to do is you need to set up the gedit in this way, and once you've done this, okay, so that's one aspect of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and then the next set is you might want to start looking at how for you to be able to get the link between Topaz and these sorts of links here.
Yes.
Okay, these buttons. Okay, what you'll need to do is you need to follow this scheme here. Okay, so there's a BSH file.
Fine.
Within gedit.
Okay.
And so in here, for example, you come to macros.
Fine.
And there should be, where is it? It should be, I don't really want to be doing anything to my computer because I've already got it set up. So go to gedit, go to macros, run other macro, and to navigate and select from the BSH in the setup directory. Okay, so within the setup directory, there should be in the files, setup and then files, there's this folder, this one here, BSH, and this is the one that you want to run.
Okay.
As part of that macro.
Fine.
Okay. So what it says that when have you installed Topaz Academic yet?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So one thing to just be aware of that you really, really want to make sure that in Topaz, the folder is just one single word. Okay, so it's Topaz 5.
Ian, can you please check on my computer? Have I done the right thing?
Yeah.
Um, this is the topaz.
I can't. You need to share your screen.
Okay, sorry. Hmm.
Looks to be opening okay.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. So if you go to your Windows Explorer button down here,
Okay.
and then go to your C file. So go to C directory. So go down a wee bit.
In OneDrive?
No, this PC.
Okay, yep.
There should be a C. There should be a C file. Down a wee bit further.
Yeah.
There we go. Right, click on that. So you can see here, Topaz 5 is all one word.
Yes.
Okay, so that's okay. That'll be okay for your system.
Okay, fine.
Okay, because that's the issue that people have found is that it can cause issues with
Okay, fine.
linking the two. Okay.
Okay.
From that, so you should be able to do that, and what that'll enable us to do is to have that color coding, which makes life easy to see whether there are mistakes or whether anything's happening when we're doing anything.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So
Okay.
now first I need to like download within the gedit, and then I will be able to, like what you were showing, that
Okay.
I can.
No. So what is okay? So let's just go and do this. So have you that folder, the setup folder? Have you got that somewhere? The gedit setup folder.
No, I haven't done. I just downloaded the gedit and that's all.
Okay. If you what version of gedit are you using?
I don't know. Sorry.
So if you go to help and about
5.5.
Okay, so, yeah, right. So this is the correct one. Okay, so you've done everything. You've installed the program as it is. Okay, so you want to just close that window for the moment.
Okay.
Now, what you want to do is so wherever that setup folder is.
Yeah.
Okay, if that was in the iDrive, go with your Windows Explorer button.
Yeah.
And find where that the folder is, because what we'll need to do is copy those.
The gedit folder.
Yeah. Okay. So let me. Can I?
Yes.
What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to request control. Okay. So if you give me control of your PC.
Fine. Yep.
Right. Okay. So, did you download from the iDrive? What we can do is we can go in here.
I have downloaded this.
And onto your desktop?
Yes, yeah, on my desktop.
Okay, so
that's here the manual. This
in here?
Yes.
Okay, so what we want to do is yeah, so is this just local to your drive, this one? Or is that a shortcut? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Okay, so I'm going to select all of these.
Yeah.
I'm going to copy these. And then what we need to do is we need to go into there, we need to go into here, we need to go into here. So you can see here that the folder's not there for you.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is go into and select these two. And so hopefully app data is now present.
Okay.
Okay, so we can go in here, we can go into our roaming, we can go into gedit, into jars here, and we're going to paste all those into here.
Fine.
Okay, so that's stage
4, like following the
following
the number 4 instructions,
Yeah.
like 4.1.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to is this in here?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So because I can't control my PC anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we've done here is we've gone and set up the directory. Okay. We've added these jars into this folder here. Okay, what it's saying now is you'll need to restart gedit. Okay, so we'll go to gedit here. We'll close that down. And I'll type in gedit. So because we've added some data into it or files into it,
Yep.
It needs to kind of register all those files. So that's why we need to restart it. Okay. Okay, so that's us opened that up so far. Now, what we want to do is
Setting up the generator.
Setting up for editing the IMP files. So to set up to interact with Topaz, you need to run a macro within gedit. We'll go to macros, run other macro, and navigate, and then select this bash file. Okay, so we're going to go to macros. We're going to run other macros, and there's obviously a browsing for the place. And so what we need to do is we need to I'm navigating to your desktop. I'm going to click on this bash file and open. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's saying that you need to put in some of the installation already, but if we're following John's instructions, which we are, then this all should be done. Okay. So we can proceed to yes, and proceed to select the main Topaz academic directory. Okay, so we'll select this, and all I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to go and select this directory there and choose it. And is this the correct directory? Yes, that is. Okay, so we've run this bash file, and it's looking at it's giving you some indication as to whether there's any issues. But then it says you may need to quit and relaunch it for any changes to take place.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
IMP key bindings, we'd like to change. Okay, so those are just all kind of, we've gone through that process. Yep. You can see nothing has changed here. So what we want to do is we'll just want to close gedit, and we'll start it up again. Okay.
Yep.
And now we've got all our data in here, which is good. Okay, these are all our little things in here that we wanted to have. Right. Along with this, hopefully. Right. So what you can see here is we've got a set of menus.
Yeah.
Okay. These menus are going to help us to be able to create our documents and be able to create our files and so forth. Now, I'm just going to go down and just double check what's going on here. So we've restarted gedit, and so we want to color code these. So we're going to go to plugins, editor scheme, selector, and then IMP scheme. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go to plugins, editor scheme. Oh, what was it?
Scheme selector.
Editor scheme selector. Okay. So we want to go to plugins, editor scheme selector.
Scheme selectors.
and we want to click on this INP scheme
Okay,
and apply. Okay, then we can close that. What's next? Now, topaz keywords will be in dark blue, numbers in royal blue, refined numbers in red, comments in green. The colors and rules are so forth. So let's test that out then. Okay, so what we want to do is I'm just going to open this up and I'm going to click in this value here. I'm going to click on a background. I'm just going to add in this. I'm going to randomly create phased names. Okay, so all I'm doing here is I'm just creating some text in here.
okay.
Now you can see that the color hasn't changed at all.
Yeah.
Because there's no name to this file yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to file and I'm just going to save as, and I'm just randomly going to put it in somewhere where I'll put it in somewhere in here, documents. Right, I'll just put it here for an example, okay? And I'm going to use the extension INP, so that's input.
Fine.
But it's INP for input, and we can save this. Now, by doing this, what you can start to see is that the color has changed
to green, yeah.
Okay, so we've got comments in green, we've got various applications in what did he say?
It should be
topaz keywords in dark blue.
Yep.
Numbers in royal blue, and so forth. Okay, so for me, this is all working. This looks as though that's correct, and therefore we can. It seems to be set up. But what I'll do is we can go back to this editing gedit files. Okay. Yeah. So this is all us working.
Fine.
And so forth. Now, what I'd suggest you do is there are a few tutorials here. Okay, so these are kind of simple tutorials, and they help to kind of go through some of the examples of how to fit data.
Okay, fine.
Okay,
yes.
These are easy data sets that we can start to look at it. Now, the reason that I'm going to ask you to kind of go through some of these with some examples is that when we come to actually discussing it, so we obviously went through a refinement before.
Yes, yeah. But
were you lost?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So that's exactly the reason why I'd quite like you to go through some of these examples just to familiarize yourself with some of the comments and codes and names and things like that. So
Fine.
When I say to you XDD, you'll know that that's the name of the file, the input experimental file.
Yep.
If I tell you the background, you'll be able to know what that term means. Or if I tell you what's the space group, then you'll be able to identify where these things are. So that's why I think it would be really useful to sort of go through some of these simple ones. And what I would maybe start to do is just look at the let's go running examples. Here we go. And try some of these examples that are available to you. What I do need to do is I need to check.
Like I can run them on my topaz file, like how they, like I can follow the steps which they were doing.
So you could use your topaz file.
Okay.
So if you've got, so one of the sample that we were looking at was quite challenging, but you could just follow it and use that example and follow it through with your data. That's absolutely fine.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
There's just one thing that I'm not quite. Yeah, this is done. So for some of these examples, it's asking you to go and have a look at, go into these data here and have a look at some of these input files, but they're not giving you anything, which is causing me a bit of an issue. It's happened to me as well. I don't know where these examples are. I'll have to come back to you on this a little bit. But hopefully what will happen is that during the tutorials and stuff, they've got some data present, okay, so that you can download the data and you can use that data and place it wherever you require. So a simple wheat belt refinement, it gives you an indication of how you go about the process of doing a simple refinement, and gets you familiar with the system.
Yep.
Now, one thing I will say to you is that what I've found with my new setup with JEdit is that let's close topas then. So if you've done an IMP file, what you can do is you can launch it. Test examples. Okay, on a second. I'm going to go see here, for example, these should have these folders inside them.
Yep.
But you can see here in this, I presume you're on the university Wi-Fi, are you?
Yes, yeah, I'm
Yeah, okay. I don't want you to be doing your mobile phone. So you can see here the topaz, and there's a folder, test examples.
Yes.
Okay, this test examples folder is not in, it's not in here. Okay, it's under tutorial instead.
Yeah.
Now, there are two ways of changing this. We could either change the tutorial or change, we could try and change where these links go to.
Okay.
In JEdit, or I've got the Topaz Academic on my other laptop, and what I will do is I will add this onto the iDrive. If I've got that test examples folder, I'll add on to the iDrive, and then that should provide you with the data. So I'll just do that, like as soon as we're off, I'll do that.
Okay, fine.
And send you an email to say that has been working. But so some of these are kind of gives you a little bit of an indication as to how you might go about the process. So where is it? Yeah, so for example, one of the starting ones is this ADPs thing, and it would be this IMP folder that we'd look at. But what I'll do is I'll go and try and get these test examples, and then
Okay.
I'll add them.
Fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it looks as though that's all kind of syncing now. So going back to where it was. So clicking on this Topaz Academic, what I'm going to do is kill that. Okay, so what I'll do is if I click on this, what did I do with this? So what is looking for Topaz A?
In Topaz and Eva, they both work in the same function, like.
So they're slightly different. So you can see here in the. I'll come back to that in a second. You can see here that what it's looking for is TA.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the executable file. That's the file that it's searching for.
Okay.
But in our folder here,
you
can see that there is no TA. The only TA is a
JPG.
figure.
Yep.
Is a JPEG. Okay, so what it actually is saying it's got this Topaz exe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to be TA.
Okay.
Okay, and what that will now do, I believe. I would hope. Maybe not. Let's close that down. I may have got stuck somewhere. Click on. Okay, and so by clicking that TA button, what we've done is, by clicking on that TA button, it's gone and opened up Topaz Academic.
Yep.
Okay. The one with the arrow this one here is meant to send the information to Topaz, and then Topaz should do it. What I've been finding with my thing is that you can't do that. So what you need to, it doesn't work properly. And so in this case, what you'd want to do is you'd want to set the INP
file,
and that's where you, wherever you are in your directory, you would go and you'd load it through this way. Okay.
Okay.
Either that or load input file as well. That's another way of doing it.
Fine.
And then you're able to play the button.
Okay.
Okay. So it's not quite as seamless. I'm kind of sporadically looking to see what I need to change to be able to get this working.
Okay.
But I'm not quite sure yet. Okay. But that should be you up and running at least with the system. As I say, I'll go and have a look at those examples for it, and then be able to help in that way.
Okay.
Are there any other so in terms of anything else, is there anything else that you kind of want to?
Yeah, apart from this, yesterday, Ian, I did finish my the experiment. We agreed on that I will prepare the mixture with ethanol. I started a series of experiment. In one I use the ethanol based on the solubility, and in other one I use the methanol water. That's another stuff. So in ethanol I did find the crystals. So I requested Martin if he can do the single crystal. So from the single crystal, from the unit cell parameters, Martin, he found that it's basically a solvate of ethanol, like myconazole solvate with ethanol. So today I did the DSC of my stuff. So like then from the endotherms I would be able to see like at what, like obviously it have the ethanol, so if I can like heat it up or evaporate, so I can get rid of ethanol, and then I would be able to get the free base.
Yeah. So how much material did you get doing that?
I because I just started with 1 gram, so
Yeah.
still the crystallization, like ethanol is not totally evaporated, so I might be 100 megs.
Okay. So was there lots of powder left in the solution?
No, like very little, but not lots of stuff was in the. I have saved the like the filtrate and the filter paper as well, but on the filter
Okay.
paper there is not a lot of stuff.
Okay. Okay.
Because like I use the other techniques, but when I saw in the literature the miconazole nitrate, that is insoluble in water, miconazole is also insoluble in water. Miconazole is more soluble, like the nitrate is more soluble in nitrate, same is the case with the, but miconazole itself is more soluble in ethanol. So but with my other experiment I am just following the published paper results, like their procedure, so we'll see. But nothing have happened in that one, like it's still evaporating, but still like I will update you about the stuff, like what's been done.
Okay. And so are all the crystals, are they from the vial? Are all the crystals having the same shape and look to them?
uh, uh Honestly I haven't checked, like. Yeah.
Okay, so the issue here is that we've got the nitrate in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But we've also got, I mean, that's there in substantial amounts. But look, it sounds to me as though this method of separating through ethanol is not potentially going to work.
Yeah.
Because it sounds as though both of these things are really, really soluble.
Yeah.
Together. So I think that that's. You have to think about that a little bit. But I think, if we're creating an ethanol solvate.
But when we
great.
yesterday, Ian, when we yesterday checked the unit cell parameters, like of that crystal, compare it with the nitrate unit cell parameters, so they were different.
Yeah, there will be. So the question is, so if we, so we've obviously got, so we've got our powder,